Welcome back to this week's Divorce Like You Know What You're Doing. If you've ever been through a separation divorce yourself, or if you watched a friend or a family member go through it, then you know it takes a village to help someone get through this really difficult time in their life. This week, what I want to cover is the top few things that you can do to help your friend in a healthy way get through their separation and divorce and not really add to the drama and the chaos and the confusion that they might be feeling. My name is Laurel Dietz, and I'm a family lawyer in Victoria, British Columbia. I run Alinea Legal Coaching, which is an exclusively legal coaching-based family law firm. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about what we do, check out some of our other videos. I did a video earlier, I believe episode 2, about strategically using your legal services, and that's effectively how we operate. We are set up for people to use services on a very strategic way and not just your traditional representation. Join me in my mission to create 100 YouTube videos helping people navigate separation and divorce like they know what they're doing. Here's insight number 1. Your advice for your friend that comes from your own divorce, your mom's divorce, your friend's divorce, your mom's friend's divorce, your friend's mom's divorce, whatever. It's not helpful. It's not helpful to share that advice with your friend. The reason for that is because every divorce and separation is so specific to the people who are involved in it, and to the assets that they have. Sure, you might have figured out some really interesting mechanism that really worked well in your case, but and your friend is saying, oh, I also want to have a similar outcome as you. Well, that might not be possible for your friend. It might not be possible because their finances are completely different. It might not be possible because the personalities involved in their family matter are completely different. There's a lot of reasons that your advice, your experience, your opinion is not going to be super helpful with respect to relating that to your friend or family member who's now going through their own divorce. There can be a lot of confusion, a lot of mythology, a lot of negative outlooks that are out there in the world. What I'm trying to say is this: be mindful of perhaps you had a negative experience, or perhaps you have an ingenious solution. Those things might not be useful for your friend. So try to keep that kind of information to yourself. And the way that you can support your friend, the best way you can support your friend is helping them to find really good quality resources within their means that they can access to get that specific advice to them. So it might be helping them find like a very knowledgeable lawyer or an accountant or a financial planner. It might be helping them find a really good counselor who can help them deal with the emotional side of everything. It might be helping them find really good internet resources such as this channel or blogs, etc., that they can learn from and help use to sort of process their grief, their emotions, help them strategize for the future. Insight number 2. This one's fairly obvious. So your friend or your family member is going through an incredibly traumatic time in their life. It's a huge disruption of their status quo, even if they're delighted about the end of their relationship. So just keep in mind, there's a lot suddenly raining down on them. They're going to be distracted. Their focus is going to be shattered. They might be scared. They might be feeling a lot of grief and loss over their lost future that they had envisioned for themselves and their children. They might be really struggling with a loss of self-identity. So, the helpful things that you can do while they are struggling with all these things and perhaps going to a million meetings with their support team, you can offer to watch their kids, even if it's just to give them a break to like lie and zone out on the couch, whatever. You can offer to cut their lawn. You can, make them a meal. Insight number 3: self-care for your friend at this time might not be a priority. So instead of inviting them out for a drink or at a party, doing more self-destructive behaviors, perhaps simply invite them out to go for a walk, get into nature. Try to make it a regular thing. They're going to be so overloaded with different things that they have to do. But if you can, pop in at regular intervals and say, hey, let's go for a walk, and just listen to them talk, listen to them process, listen to them vent. Sometimes there's a lot of anger and frustration, and it's hard to watch our friends and family members go through this, and we want to jump to the rescue for them. But it's really important that we let them process their emotions, and as the recipient, the person who's listening to all this, don't get stuck in those emotions. And while your friend is continuing to move forward, you get stuck in them. That can be extremely destructive later on. What I would encourage you to do is just remember, this is not your pain, this is not your sadness. It is hard to watch your friend, your family member go through this. However, they need to process this time in their life on their own, and they're going to have some really dark moments. And what you can do is offer that helping hand, that invitation to take care of themselves a little bit more in your conversations with them. If you're wanting to help encourage this sort of more healthy attitude, a more progressive attitude, try to get them to shift away from blame and negativity towards the past and start thinking about what can they do in the future? What does their future life hold for them? The opportunities have suddenly opened up again. What exactly do they want their new life to look like? What do you think you're going to do? Are you going to be spending more time together because suddenly they're not busy with their husband? Are you going to invite them over when they don't have time with their kids? Is there a new job opportunity that perhaps they want to pursue? Maybe they want to go back to school. So help them try to think about what their future could hold, and that will help them actually in their legal process, with respect to thinking about the future and planning for the future so that they know what they're going to negotiate for. Now, if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about that, do refer back to some of my earlier videos. I believe episode 2 or episode 3, we do talk about the importance of having a future mindset when you enter negotiations. Do encourage your friends and family members to stick to their values and not to retaliate, not to sink to the level perhaps of what they see that their spouse is doing. Encourage them to stay strong in the way they conduct themselves. Try to encourage them to remain friendly, polite, professional, to make sure that they're taking the high road. So encourage them to stick to values that they believed in and they stood by before they were going through this divorce, and not to simply react and act in anger. When they react and act in anger, instead of taking a step back and thinking more strategically, then they could fall into a danger zone of simply escalating their family matter to a point where it becomes quite a toxic, bitter dispute. So the more you can encourage them to get the good advice to how they can handle their divorce so that they can avoid hundreds and thousands of dollars in legal fees and a years long legal battle, the better off they are going to be at the end. Okay, so that's it for today. If you are a friend and a family member of someone going through separation and divorce, please share this video with them, share this channel with them. Like, follow, subscribe. We really appreciate all the support that we get. It helps us to stick to our mission of creating 100 YouTube videos for people to watch for free, for people who are going through separation and divorce. This is to make the whole separation and divorce process easier and more smooth for anyone going through this hard time in their lives. We have a few other resources that are low cost that might be helpful to you or your friend. One is Holding Your Own, which is available for purchase on my website. It's $25. It's a communication guide, how to remain respectful and professional even when your spouse is pulling all sorts of hijinks, let's say, either not responding in a timely way or firing a whole lot of nastiness at you. This guide, if you follow it, will help you stick to your guns and remain the polite, professional person that you are. I will also post a link to my online course. So this online course is designed to help you get from just newly separated to all the way through to a separation agreement. It does not include the separation agreement, but it gives you all the steps and helps you walk through sort of the internal processes that you need to go through in order to have a really successful, efficient, quality result at the end of the day. Thank you for watching. Until next time.